Hi there. So I decided to pop in to do a live today because a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on finding your purpose. And we had a lot of people that wrote in questions like, why is it so hard to find my purpose? And why is it so hard to follow our purpose? So I wanted to start to go a little bit deeper into that topic. If you have questions related to this, please post them in the comments. And Abby, who has a beautiful voice, will read them out to me, and she'll prompt me and she'll keep me on track. But I wanted to share with you two things. One is you may be finding a purpose from a perspective of not being who you are. In other words, you may be living a life that is a people-pleasing life that's not your life, and then you're trying to find your purpose from the constraints of your life. So in other words, you need to find your purpose after realizing who you truly are. And I'll go into that a little bit more, because you may not be who you truly think you are. So that's number one. The second thing is, people seem to think that purpose, finding their purpose, is like this huge revelation, or it's like a vocation. It's going to give me something to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to get my answer here and now. This is my purpose, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. No, none of these things are true about your purpose. Your purpose comes to you in little bite-sized pieces so that it becomes a journey. It's not one thing. Your purpose really is about you being who you are. And as you become who you are, your purpose starts to get unfolded in little bite-sized pieces. Let me tell you a little bit about me and how my purpose unraveled, only so you can put it into context. Not that I really want to talk about myself, because this is about you. So it is about you and your soul's purpose. So your soul came here with an intention, and the intention is usually for the soul's growth. And it can be to make the world a better place, or there can be lots of things, but so much of it is for the soul's growth. And I can only give you examples from my life to make this a little bit clearer. But let's say if somebody asked me years ago, before I had the near-death experience, before I got sick with cancer, if somebody asked me years ago, what do you think your purpose is? I would have looked for something that is within the realm of what I could imagine in the environment I was in the situation I was in the community I was in. So we cannot see outside of ourselves or outside of our present conditions until we become aware that there is more to us than what is our present condition and our environment. So for example, I was somebody who was really shy. I was a people pleaser. I worked in a job. Although I grew up in a multicultural environment and spoke different languages, my work entailed being exposed to different cultures and teaching people about different cultures. But I had a job, and I am married, and I was living with my husband. I was living in a community. And if someone said, what's your purpose? I would have said, oh, it's to expand the work I do in teaching people about cultures, and it's about bridging cultural gaps and things like that. And I would have gone off in that direction. And so what we do is we tend to choose our purpose from what we understand to be our reality. And it's within our environment. And it would have also been within what I believed I was capable of, as a person who is somewhat shy and living in this community and so on. And if you had said to me at that time that one day you're going to be writing books that are going to reach millions of people, you're going to be speaking on stages, you're going to be traveling the world, and you're going to be sharing your message on social media, I would have said, no way, that's not me. It didn't feel like me at that time. But in a way, it was like, wow, what an amazing thought. Wouldn't that be a dream? But I was not somebody who was even a writer, author. I was living in other people's shadows. That was the person I was. I had a best friend who lived life big. She would have done anything to be a public speaker. She would have done anything to be an author of books. And I literally lived in her shadows. And then when I was in that near-death experience state, when I was in that state and I had this full exposure of my soul, and I realized my soul came here with an intention, and my soul is like, my physical body is just a tiny little speck compared to my soul. The soul is powerful and humongous. And I realized that I had a bigger purpose. However, the purpose literally was just to be who I am. And as long as I was able to be who I am, my purpose would unfold each day. It wasn't shown to me, even though I could see that my soul is much bigger and much more powerful than my physical body, and that I was much more powerful than I had ever been led to believe. I did not know in that moment of having the NDE that one day I would be doing this. There was no way I could know in that state, lying there on that hospital bed dying, that I would get from there to here. I would not have known how to figure it out. It had to be given to me in baby steps. And so this is where people fall down, is that you expect this humongous lightning bolt and this great revelation. It's not like that. For me, it has come in baby steps to bring me from there to here. But the first thing I had to realize, which is what I want you to realize, is that your purpose is not confined to where you are, your environment, your situation, and what you're in right now. It's not confined to you using your brain to try and work out, what is my purpose? Who am I? It is not confined to a vocation. I am not. My purpose is not to be an author, writer, speaker, social media influencer. That is not my purpose. My purpose is actually to be who I am and to help to uplift the world and to uplift people and to show people what uplifting yourself can do. And that is my purpose. It's to show people that by uplifting yourself and expanding your energy and your light, you can heal yourself and you can heal people around you and you can help heal the planet. It's to show that to them without them having to die to see that. It's also to show them that their soul is really the more integral part of who they are. That's my purpose. And then everything else are just tools and vehicles to help me express my purpose. But all of it came to me in baby steps when I was ready. Wayne Dyer came and took my message into the stratosphere only when I was ready and not before. So your only job is to be yourself. Really, it's to be yourself and let it unfold in baby steps. How do you be yourself? You learn to love yourself. You realize that your soul is bigger than your physical body and more powerful. You realize you have to you have to love yourself. You have to realize that you are an expression of God or the universe. You have to, you also have to keep asking your guides to help you and giving you visions. And you have to accept the baby steps. If they say you have to rest, rest. Sometimes that is your purpose. In that moment, your purpose could just be to rest so that they can get the messages to you. When you're busy, busy, busy all the time, and when you're uptight all the time and trying to figure it out, they can't even reach you to get the messages to you. I'm going to just check what you've all written in the comments, and I'm going to turn to Abby. to tell me, have we got feedback, questions, anything I need to know? Because I always like to have an exchange as I move forward.
So I just put up a comment from YouTube, which is, so we can't really find our purpose until we become our true selves first. And I think that ties back nicely to sometimes your purpose is just be yourself or rest. And that is your purpose.
Yes. It is your purpose. Your purpose, everybody's purpose is the same. It is to be ourself. When you are allowing yourself to be yourself, that's when your purpose starts to unfold. It unfolds in steps. And being yourself starts with saying no to the things that do not feel like you. When you really don't resonate with something and every part of your being, every fiber of your being doesn't want to do this, then you need to start thinking about ways of letting go and stopping to do that, whatever it is. Because the more you do things that are not you, the more you do things for other people, and the more you do things to please other people or because you want to win their approval, the more you are pushing yourself away from who you truly are and who your soul really came here to be. And when you start doing the things that are really you, and when you start doing, and when your purpose starts to unfold, it really feels like this is what you are meant to be doing. So the person who I thought I was before I was being myself, so going back to before the NDE, to the person I thought I was, that person could never imagine doing what I am doing today. I can only imagine doing what I'm doing today because I allowed myself to slowly be who I am. And so at that time, I was not somebody who was a speaker, a teacher, a writer. I was not somebody who was even able to talk about healing and understand what happens in someone's body when they have cancer and when they heal from cancer. Today, I understand it intricately. Every part of my being understands what happens to reverse those cancerous cells because they were happening to me while I was in a very awake state. So no part of me would have imagined it. In fact, the universe couldn't have chosen a less qualified person for this to happen to. And this is what I mean. Your purpose could be so outside of your radar. But in order to get to the purpose, you have to allow yourself to be yourself. Be yourself unapologetically. Be yourself by loving yourself and honoring who you are, what you want, and start to say no to the things that are not you, that are not who you are, so you can create the space for who you are to come to you. When you are yourself, the path of who you truly are, the path of your purpose, just naturally and organically starts to unfold. And I do so much of this work in my online sanctuary, the Anita Moorjani Sanctuary. This is what we do. We do deep journeys to take you into your soul, to find out who you truly are. What are you meant to be doing? Even if for today it's just rest. So we do this in my sanctuary, and I do this at my live retreats. But even if you can't join any of these, just know that you can unravel it. You can ask your soul, you can ask your guides, you can ask your higher self, you can ask questions before you go to bed. But I would love for you to join me at some of my upcoming physical live weekend retreats, where really this is what we do. We really go and uncover our soul. We find out the secrets of what our souls want us to know. And it's no secret. Your soul wants you to really be yourself. Your soul wants to express itself. Anything else, Abby, before we sign off?
I'm just going to direct people to your recent Facebook and Instagram post about finding your purpose. It's also on Anita's website under Ask or Anita's Answers and the RYM. So it's a cute little post on finding your purpose. And I think that maybe we jump on here next week and go deeper into following your purpose and maybe give some more tips and tricks if we want to log in next week.
Yeah, that would be great. So stay tuned and we'll go deeper into why is it so hard to follow our purpose. And if you enjoyed this video and if you want more like it, please, please, please click like, subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you're on. It really helps me when you do that. So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to see you all soon. And please let me know other questions in the comments so I can address them next time. Thank you again. Love you all and hope to see you at my live events. Bye.